Their fight continues to get more and more intense, but it isn't anything too crazy that we haven't seen before from other DreamWorks movies, and the cat is now bleeding. Whenever my niece and nephew come over, I'm basically at their mercy to watch whatever movie that they want to see that day. And last weekend, they wanted to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
What are you gonna do?
Told you. We're gonna hang out, watch a movie.
The only thing I knew about the movie going in was that it became the internet's favorite thing to universally praise since Wednesday. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was phenomenal. All of the characters in this movie had so much purpose and reason behind the inclusion. Jack Horner, the main antagonist of the movie, was hilarious when he had to be, and yet still somehow managed to be threatening when he had to be too.
You're an irredeemable monster! What took you so long, idiot?
And then there's Death, a character that resonated with people so much that many fans say that he's even better than Tai Lung, which is insane.
That was not my fault! Not your fault? Who filled my head with dreams?
I thought that there was no way some random villain from a Puss in Boots sequel that I didn't even know was coming out could hold a candle to the Snow Leopard himself. After finishing the movie though, I don't know, Death might be underrated if anything, and I know that might sound like I'm pushing it since he's legitimately everywhere.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish starts with a decently catchy song. Not Let It Go catchy, maybe like half of a Let It Go catchy.
Who is your favorite fearless hero?
The governor and a few of his guards end up crashing Puss in Boots' party, which causes Puss to drop a bit of timely foreshadowing.
Puss in Boots has never been touched by a blade. Never been touched.
Fireworks go off, accidentally waking up a nearby sleeping giant, which Puss swiftly puts in his place in a really high energy and fun action sequence. After defeating the giant, Puss literally dies, and when he's revived by the local physician, we are introduced to a really cool concept that plays with the idea of cats having 9 lives.
And remember, Puss, death comes for us all.
The bear that fell on Puss puts him on his last life, and while at first he acts like this news doesn't matter to him, eventually he does begin to grasp what it actually means, and Puss actually starts to worry about his future.
You've really got to work on your bedside manner.
That brings us to one of the best scenes in the entire movie. In my opinion, it's the best villain introduction scene that DreamWorks has ever done, and that's saying a lot, trust me.
I am Puss in Boots. I am no one's lapcat.
The bath scene starts off fairly tame. Puss is hanging out trying to cope with being on his last life when a wolf starts whistling right next to him, seemingly coming out of nowhere. The wolf starts making small talk with Puss and compliments his clothes a little bit too. And then he pulls out a wanted sign and ominously points to the word dead in it, in Dead or Alive. Puss confidently stands his ground and makes the first move, but the wolf proves to be faster than he expected and dominates the first half of the entire fight. Their fight continues to get more and more intense, but it isn't anything too crazy that we haven't seen before from other DreamWorks movies, and the cat is now bleeding. Eventually we learn that the wolf is the embodiment of death, straight up.
Straight up.
Death is legit. I'm 23, okay, and I was unironically scared every time I heard his signature whistle. Death is the real deal. The reason he's hunting down Puss in the movie is because he grew to hate him while watching him go out on his missions and not being truly grateful for everything that was handed to him. Death is by no means a complicated villain. Hell, technically he's not even a villain at all if you really think about it. But regardless, it's his simplicity that makes him work so well. During the epic final battle, he eventually changes his mind about Puss too.
You're ruining this for me. I came here for an arrogant little legend who thought he was immortal. But I don't see him anymore.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish had me in my feels, man. This movie does not mess around. Even side characters like Goldilocks and the Three Bears had a pretty compelling arc going on in the background.
You're just right. He's getting rid of us.
Well, I guess some people just stick around till the porridge is gone.
I really hope I'm not too late to the party. I mean, the movie came out on December 21st, which was about 2 months ago, but that might as well be 2 years ago in internet time. Enid St. Clair low-key ruined Wednesday, and I mean Wednesday Addams the character, not the show. Check out this next video where I give my thoughts on the first season of Wednesday if you wanna know what I'm talking about. Thanks for watching, take care.